Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing well today. I just want to say thank you. Thank you to everybody who watches my video, supports me, and interacts with me in the comment section. I remember in the last video, somebody commented that I was the clear value text guy, but for the trucking industry, and I thought that was freaking hilarious. So thank you guys once again. And if you haven't subscribed, I would go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I got a lot of really good content coming out that'll hopefully add value to your life. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So let's get into today's video. And I want to start off this video by also saying, like I said in the last 2 or 3 videos, that guys, you guys have to seek the truth. And I want to read you guys a quote. It says, "The entire world is hypnotized because they think what someone else told them to think." And that is so true. With everything going on today, it seems like people don't really think for themselves. And I want to add on to something as well on top of that, that there is just so much data being thrown at us every single day from our cell phones and the media. And for example, I made a video about 25 days ago about how I thought the job market was going to get a lot worse. And I'm not here to brag. I'm not, I'm a very humble guy. I'm not smarter than anybody else. I'm just an American truck driver with average intelligence. But how did I know that the job market was going to get a lot worse when, we're being told that the job market is more resilient than ever, that the economy is strong? But then when you just pay attention, when you open your eyes, I knew that that wasn't the case. Because why then is tech they've laid off 500,000 employees in the past few years. Companies are doing mass layoffs. A bunch of companies such as Nordstrom, Macy's, Foot Locker, Victoria's Secrets are closing hundreds, if not thousands of stores nationwide. And that just told me there's no way the economy is resilient and the job market is so strong when companies are doing mass layoffs. UPS let go of 20,000 employees and they shut down 73 warehouses not too long ago. And a bunch of other companies were following the same route. So I knew then that the labor market was in big trouble. And I didn't believe the numbers the Bureau of Labor Statistics were putting out for the month of May, June, and July. And what did the government do just last week? They revised the number of jobs lower by 258,000. So essentially, they overstated the number of jobs added into the economy by 250,000. And for the 9 months ending in December 2024, the Bureau of Labor Statistics had to revise those numbers down by 800,000 jobs. So essentially, they had to erase 1 million jobs that they said that were added to the economy. So guys, we'll get into it a little bit later, but we're already in a recession, guys. And we currently live in an I-shaped economy. Hopefully you guys have seen that on social media. But what that basically means is, like, if you take the letter I, the dot at the top represents the 10% of Americans who are doing very well. These people decided to go to college. They worked really hard, became doctors, engineers, people in finance. And these people have a lot of assets. They own their homes. They, max out their 401ks, and the stock markets is at all-time highs. And no matter if the country goes into a recession or the economy does very poorly, they're going to be just fine. If eggs go from $3 to $6, it's not a big deal for these people because all their assets have beat inflation. I'm talking, this video is for the people that are in that line of the letter I, the middle class and below. Because, guys, I'm warning you guys that the economy is going to get a lot worse. We're also going to see companies do more layoffs. I believe the job market is going to get a lot worse, and inflation is going to become a problem again. And going back with the labor market that we were talking about. So if you guys don't know, the U.S. is a debt-based economy where it relies heavily on consumer spending. Unlike countries like China and Germany, their economy grows because they produce and manufacture things. Our economy grows when people go into debt and spend. So guys, if people are being laid off, companies are doing mass layoffs, people are getting laid off, what happens to consumer spending in that situation? Or what's going on in the real economy right now? We're seeing spending go down, and we can see that in the data. Companies and as well as people, they're not spending and they're not ordering goods. So the U.S. durable goods numbers, which is released by the U.S. Census Bureau, represents the total value of new orders for manufacturing goods designed to last at least 3 years. So think of, your industrial equipment, things such as computers, cars, ships, laundry machines, furniture. And guys, that number plummeted to 9.4% in the month of June. And not only did those figures go down, factory orders, which is another data set that's released by the Commerce Department, contracted and went down by 4.8% month over month for the month of June. So the U.S. durable goods data, as well as the factory orders data, really indicates the health of an economy. Because think about it, guys, if the economy is growing, the number of orders for goods as well as factory orders would be increasing. But those numbers are decreasing, indicating that the economy is contracting right now. So the Bureau of Economic Analysis came out last month on the 30th, I believe it was, and they said that the economy grew by 3%. And I'm here to tell you guys that there's no way, in my opinion, that the economy is growing. They will revise these numbers lower like they did Q1. Initially, due to the tariffs during the first quarter, they said the economy, the GDP was minus 0.2%, but they later revised that lower to minus 0.5%. Now I'm telling you guys right now that the 3% GDP that they released for Q2 will be revised down lower, like they revised the job market, like they revised the durable goods order. They're going to revise the GDP numbers. And so the definition of a recession is 2 consecutive negative GDP numbers. So you're telling me that a recession only happens when the GDP numbers, which are revised all the time, that can be revised up, that can be revised down, is when a recession occurs. And I'm here to tell you guys that that's definitely not the case. You're not going to tell me 2 figures that can be manipulated to fit an agenda is not when a recession occurs. We are in a recession right now, when for the first time in the history of our country, 30-year-olds and below will have it worse than their parents for the first time ever. To me, that's a recession, guys. And there's another interesting fact that I saw. So let's see. So I saw a figure that estimated the percentage of 30-year-olds who are both married and homeowners. What do you guys think that percentage is? In the 1950s, that percentage was a little above 50%. It was around 52%. Think about it. Back in the 1950s, over half the 30-year-olds that you met were married and also owned a home. In 1990, that number was 43%. But in 2025, what do you guys think that is? Just around 10% of 30-year-olds are both married and own a home. And there are so many young people, if you look on TikTok and YouTube shorts, where they're recording themselves about how they have no hope, that they're priced out of the housing market. No matter how hard they work, they're never going to be able to own a home unless they get help. And right now we have 9 million Americans, the most ever in the history of our country, working multiple jobs, 2 or 3 jobs, just to stay afloat, just to survive. And I don't know about you guys, but to me that's a recession. And I don't need the government to tell me that, there has to be 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP, which can be manipulated, for it to officially be declared that there's a recession going on. And on top of that, I said this in another video, but currently 1.2 million young girls are on OnlyFans. I don't know why, but I believe that they're on there because, what other options do they have? There's no hope to make a lot of money. They can go to college and they're still not guaranteed a job. They might have to work retail, which doesn't pay the bills, so they're having to resort to other options. And so many Americans are relying on buy now, pay later. It's at its record high. Auto delinquencies are at its record high, and I can go on and on and on, and you guys get the gist of what I'm saying. So guys, I just wanted to end the video by saying that life's only going to get harder if you're in the line part of the letter I. And your goal in life should be to become a part of the top 10%. You guys should be continuing to improve your life and to better your life. And I have a lot of 18-year-olds to 35-year-olds that watch my video. And if you're working in retail, or you're a bartender, or stuck at a dead-end job, that it's never too late to go back to school, to get a degree in something useful, such as like engineering, mathematics, sciences, or becoming even a lawyer, or a nurse, something in healthcare. There is a statistic that showed that people with a bachelor's degree in something useful, not anything like liberal arts or media or something like that, but they made $1 million or more than somebody without a college degree in their lifetime. So guys, always look to improve your life. Once again, we're already in a recession. It's only going to get harder. So I end the video there. A shout out to all my truck drivers out there. Hope you guys are safe out there, and thank you guys so much for what you guys do. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.